Israeli police have detained hundreds of Palestinians after raiding a mosque in East Jerusalem Friday.
More than 150 worshipers at the Al-Aqsa mosque were injured in the early morning violence. Following the initial raid, Palestinian protesters began throwing rocks at police who fired tear gas and stun grenades at them.
CBS News Radio correspondent Robert Berger joins us now with more. Robert, welcome. What more can you tell us about the situation there?
So it all began when Palestinians, hundreds of them at Ramadan prayers, started throwing stones over next to the Western Wall where Israeli police were stationed. The police then stormed onto the Mount, onto the Temple Mount or the Mosque of Al-Aqsa, and clashed with the stone throwers, who then used fireworks and barricaded themselves inside the mosque. Now, normally the Israelis don't like to go into the mosque because of the sensitivity of the site, but they did go in and clashed with the rioters there. 400 were arrested, and after several hours, the Israelis were able to restore calm. In fact, at afternoon prayer, several hours later, 60,000 Muslims came and it was quiet. But this Mosque of Al-Aqsa is the third holiest place in Islam. It's the Temple Mount, the site of the biblical temples, and the holiest site for Jews, and it's known as a volatile flashpoint. It was just a year ago during Ramadan that an 11-day war broke out between Israel and Palestinian militants in Gaza after clashes at the site. But just to add, it's also Good Friday, and just a few hours after the clashes, thousands of Christians marched down the Via Dolorosa for the traditional Good Friday procession. That was peaceful, retracing the steps of Jesus to the 14 stations of the cross. And as we speak, it's the beginning of Passover. Israelis all over the country gathering for the traditional Seder meal.
It's one of those special times on the calendar where all three of these sort of combined, I would like to say combined, but certainly are happening at the same time. But this is, of course, a troublesome spot in the world. The clashes weren't just from last year. There have been some pressure points throughout the past year, even in some of the recent weeks. What seems to be the root of these specific problems over the recent weeks?
Well, over the past several weeks, there have been a number of Palestinian shooting attacks in Israeli cities, as well as stabbing attacks, including one on a popular street in Tel Aviv at a bar on a Thursday night, which is like a Friday night in America, when it was really crowded. And over these several weeks, 14 Israelis have been killed. And in response, the Israeli army has gone on overnight arrest raids in the West Bank trying to catch militants. And in those clashes, quite a number of Palestinians have been killed, also maybe 20 or more over the past several weeks. So you've had bloodshed on both sides. Ramadan is only half over. It's a month long. Passover is a week. It's just beginning now. We have Easter on Sunday. And so it's a tense situation in the Holy City and in Israel and the Palestinian territories as a whole, and people are bracing for more violence.
Let's hope that during this holy period for those three religions, as you just noted, that we do find some peace. Thank you so much, Robert Berger in Jerusalem. Thank you for that.
Thank you.